right, Ben. So last night, the Last Dance, the whole nation is watching. Albany Patroons record, 13 minutes into the second one. I had mixed emotions about the Albany Patroons mention. I thought they would make that last episode more geared towards the Albany Patroons. Instead of giving us
a man can dream, right?
Like, instead of giving us like a 5-second clip, like, yeah, he went to Albany, he won a championship, and then he got a call from the Bulls. But it was awesome. It was very nostalgic. It was kind of cool to see that. But I mean, in terms of how the structure of the Last Dance is and the timing of everything and the time frames and how they're telling the story, I love it. I think they're doing a great job in telling the full story of the Bulls dynasty and clipping back and forth from that last season as well. So they're bringing you all the way up to that 10th episode where you'll be caught up to speed with their whole Bulls franchise from the dynasty, from when Jordan was drafted all the way up to that Last Dance, and then it's going to take over. I just think they're doing a great job with their storytelling aspect.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing the timelines. I like how, they'll bring you up to like a certain date in the season, and then all of a sudden they shoot you back 30 years to like their childhood or the upbringing, we saw last night with Rodman, last week with Pippen.
Yeah, and then Phil Jackson they did as well.
Yeah,
and then David Jordan.
I don't know what you call that in the television world, how you stop it at a certain point and then, show the back history and then come back to it.
I'm sure there's a word for it, and I'm sure that I learned it down the road, and I forgot.
That's why I brought it up. I thought it was a good segment to show your intelligence. But
yeah, no, it's great job. Great job, yeah.
I'm sorry. I tried. Last night, as far as like the Bad Boy dynasty goes, I mean, unreal. I mean, we knew the backstory. I wanted more of the hatred. Like, I know that Isaiah Thomas and MJ had a lot more beef than that. There's a lot I feel like that they didn't even discuss, which I was a little disappointed about.
Well, Isaiah was left off the dream team, and that was Jordan's choice. And their coach was Chuck Daly, and Chuck Daly didn't say shit because he knew he had to appease Jordan.
Exactly. So, which is crazy because, Daly was also Isaiah's coach. So how did he not – he didn't want to appease both? There had to be a way around it. I don't know. I'm
sorry to cut you off, but even when they're talking to Jordan about the non-handshake and they're showing him the replay of what Isaiah was saying, he's like, man, he's full of shit. I don't care what he has to say, da-da-da. And he looks at it. And another thing that I wrote down in my notes, I got a bunch of notes on this shit, is I can't believe they were just letting the F word fly on national television, on ESPN. Did you hear the F word on your broadcast?
Yeah, they do the edited version on ESPN too. They let you know that during the week that if you are censoring it with your children, watch the ESPN2 version.
What if you were pirating it and you only have the one version? Who do you call to complain?
You don't call anybody. You're pirating it. It's illegal. I would think, All
right, Mr. Cable Man, chill. I didn't pirate it. I stole a password.
They didn't curse at all in the first 2 episodes, and then last night they were just letting it fly.
They
Jordan
cursed
especially.
A couple times. It was kind of like just so fluid that you're just like, oh, all right.
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, when I speak to you naturally, not on mics, we're typically cursing most of the time.
Yeah.
It's just how we speak, So you could just tell that they were more comfortable, which is more realistic. So I wasn't opposed to it. What did you think? I mean, it's definitely building. We're only 40% through. Going back to week one with episode 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm 36, the Jordan game at the Garden in Boston,
mm-hmm.
when he had 63, he had a Kobe-esque kind of line, 63, 5 and 4.
Yeah, something like that.
I didn't get to see that live. I've never really even seen tape of that game. That was unreal. That was a game. Games used to be so much different back then.
Yeah.
Just so much more brutal and physical.
It was weird how they had him on a time restriction, 14 minutes, 7-7, and then they just let him go in the playoffs. And they knew they weren't going to win anyway. They got swept by the Celtics in that series, that opening series.
Maybe they had hope.
Maybe they did. Yeah, I don't know. But it was kind of to see Jordan put up all those points and still get blown out, though. That was a realization he needed help.
He needed that, and he needed the triangle offense.
Right. The triangles, it pisses me off that, now we're kind of learning about the triangle offense. I kind of had a little bit of a grasp on, exactly what it was. But I know, every pass, leads to like 35 different moves off of that and this and that, and so more spreading the ball around. Like, why didn't the Knicks try to implement that when Phil Jackson was their GM?
They didn't have the personnel. They did a lot of ISO. They didn't have the personnel.
Right, but it seems to me like personnel is like beyond the fact that you're spreading the ball around. You're pass, getting open looks. Personnel, I feel like everybody should have the personnel to run the triangle offense. It's just a complicated system that takes time to learn, and no one wants to put down the time.
I don't even think it personally. I mean, from a tactical concept, point of view, it's nothing really absurd to learn, man. It's pretty simple. It's one of the easiest games. You're creating a triangle and you're passing and screening away. That's
right.
all you're doing. You're doing a 3-man weave in a sense, but a reverse weave. That works better than like ISO ball that the Knicks ran forever with Melo.
Yeah.
They tried the triangle for a little bit when Amari Stoudemire was there, but he's not a jump shooter. So it didn't work out. You need that center or that swing forward to be able to actually, shoot from the top of the key. I feel like they ran bits of it in Boston for a while, and Boston was successful. They, that was part of their offense.
Right.
And they just didn't call it the triangle realistically. But I mean, it worked. It worked out in LA. It worked out with Kobe and Shaq. So, it works when it works. Basketball is different though. It shows, it's a team game more so than just the one player. Jordan couldn't do it by himself. He needed that help. He needed that supporting cast, and it's another reason why I don't consider MJ to be the best of all time.
In the first two episodes, I ended up feeling bad for Scottie Pippen, man. He got a raw fucking deal.
That you have nobody to blame. Here we go. You have nobody to blame but Scottie. Scottie did what he thought he had to do. He wasn't educated on it. He had nobody, as an agent telling him to not take that deal.
Right.
He wanted the stability. He had never seen money like that before.
Right.
And you saw with his family, with 2 people in his family being, held in wheelchairs.
Right, but here's the deal. How often do people renegotiate contracts?
In the NBA?
Yeah.
Now or back then? Because back then you didn't, especially as a Bull. It was known that when you signed that contract, you didn't talk for 3, 4, or 5 years until
he signed a 7-year, like $16 million deal, like something.
Because
stupid.
he wanted that guaranteed money. He didn't think.
Right.
You can't say in one scene that you think you could be the best in the NBA, and that you're going to compete for Michael Jordan's title.
Once you put up all these numbers, and I think it was like 125th player salary in the league or whatever. Like once you're putting up all those big numbers, you're an all-star and this and that. Like, take care of your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Why should they reevaluate a contract? He negotiated for that deal. He's the one who wanted the length.
He negotiated for that deal before the stardom and all that shit, before the championships. Every sport ever, once you find success, what do? You renegotiate your contract.
Now.
This is before he was successful.
Now. You do that now. You did not do that back then. And you heard them say, like, you never discussed other people's contracts. Nobody discussed anybody else's money. That was your money. That was like something – that's like if you and I are fighting and you had kids, I would never bring your kids into the fight. I would never bring your wife into the fight. I wouldn't do that. I would keep it between you and I. Back then, nobody talked money. Especially on the Bulls, nobody talked money.
Right.
That was just – they didn't stand for it. It wasn't the same kind of game that it is now. You didn't have Twitter. You didn't have these guys fighting about it or holding out. Nobody did that. Scottie undersold himself. He didn't see the game taking off the way it did, and the TV contract deals and the team. He didn't see that. It's not like they came to him and said, "Hey, Scottie, we'd love to sign you for 7 years. We want to sign you for 17 for less than 3 a year. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. It was him going to them. He decided, I want stability. I want to be able to take care of my family. He didn't know contracts were going to evolve like that. I don't feel bad for him because I would have never done a 7-year deal. He was, in a sense, he knew, man, this is the same man who knew he was going to need surgery and said, I don't want to do it and ruin my summer. I'm going to do it during the season because I'm not being paid for it. You did that to yourself. So I can't feel bad for somebody who's that selfish.
Yeah, MJ was pissed.
And I say that term selfish really lightly because he was doing it to take care of his family. But so he's selfless in taking care of his family, but he was selfish as far as the team goes. Yeah, MJ was pissed. Of course he'd be pissed. Was he more pissed that Scottie sitting out, not having surgery until the season started, or was he more pissed that Phil Jackson allowed, Dennis Rodman to go on a Vegas vacation?
Yeah, they all knew that Rodman, you had to coddle him. You know, Rodman reminded me of when Artest signed with the Lakers, because Artest was kind of that bad boy, malice in the palace, but he was that missing piece that they needed. They needed that tough rebounder. You know what I'm saying?
But when Meta signed, I say Meta, when Ron Artest signed in LA, I don't compare that to having the same past as what Rodman did. When Rodman came to Chicago, he wasn't dressing in drag yet. He wasn't doing the hairstyle shit.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. He was doing it. He was doing it in San Antonio.
Okay, yeah, you
are right. He just started doing it in San Antonio.
Because you're right. When he left,
he was already becoming who he was going to be. But Phil Jackson is the ultimate glue for this team. Phil Jackson, the Zen master, he knows how to treat every one of his players. He knows he can't treat everybody the same, and he's got to, give this guy that. Makes a good coach.
Makes a good coach.
And that's why Jerry Krause is a fucking scumbag piece of shit. Like, this is the last year. They could have won 7 or 8 championships in a row. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, you saw Jordan didn't have the same talent when he left.
But I mean, I'm sure they could have given 7 a run.
In a row?
Well, it wouldn't have been in a row because Jordan played baseball and all that. But
no, I know.
They could have given.
But they didn't win. They didn't win in that 4th year. They did the 2-3-peats in a row.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is Jordan kind of, anytime he was on the court, Jordan won 6 in a row, I'd say, right?
Sure.
Okay.
But then again, I mean, everybody that talks, MJ's the best. I mean, look what Chicago did with MJ not there. They won like 3 less games, and they went to the playoffs, without him.
I think they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They did. Didn't they lose to Orlando?
I'm not sure. Could be. All right, we'll figure that out for next show. But,
side note, this story popped up in between the 2 weeks. Did you see that Oakland had tried to offer MJ a starting position? They wanted to give him a major league deal.
Really?
Yeah, that they had said that if he had come and played in Oakland, he would have made the pros, which I thought
I don't believe that because he was trash.
He was trash. He was absolute trash in the base. He didn't even look like – he looked like when oh, my God, who's that director?
Did you know who Jordan's manager was?
No.
He played on the Durham Bulls. It was Terry Francona.
Really?
Terry Francona was Jordan's manager. Yep.
Nice. Was he wearing like the glasses with the nose and the mustache then, or no?
No. He's good to go now.
Oh, that was Bobby Valentine.
Yeah.
Francona. So Francona was with the Bulls before he went to the Red Sox or the Indians.
It was the White Sox. Yeah. I thought it was the White Sox.
Well, no. Francona coached for the Indians, and then he went to the Red Sox.
No, he went to the Red Sox, then the Indians. Or did he go back to the Indians? He's with the Indians right now. He's their head coach or their manager right now. Did you have a cup of coffee this morning?
No, dude. I woke up. I came right on the air.
Oh, no. Look at you. Yeah, me too. I had to throw a hat on.
I feel like, dude, I didn't sleep at all yesterday, so I was beat.
Let's see. I got a bunch of notes written down, though, for this doc. Hold on a second. A funny note I want to make. Fuck, where did I write it? The Jock Sniffers, the Sniff Brothers. Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, they said next week we're going to see more of them.
We're the Sniff Brothers. Like, what? What are you doing? And then Jordan's just sitting there like, not even saying shit as they're like, yeah, we're the Sniff Brothers. We're Jock Strap Sniffers. Like,
weird.
Who the hell are these guys?
It's not the term I would have used. It's not what I would have gone with.
Sniff Brothers. And I like seeing old Craig Sager, or young Craig Sager, I'd say.
Young Craig Sager.
This is before he was so colorful and exuberant and wearing fucking rainbow suits every night. This is back.
What caused I would love to know what caused him for the wardrobe change.
Maybe he started seeing what everyone else is wearing in the NBA. And they're like, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
Can I use that when you're done with it? All right, cool. Sounds good to me. Rodman doesn't want to go to Nashville, I wrote down. Like, right. remember when they're like, hey, come to Nashville. He's like, oh, they ain't a place for me. Rodman would love Nashville. What are you talking about?
He was scared. Well, I think, because didn't he grow up in Texas, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he grew up in Texas, and I don't think he felt he belonged in Texas. He was like, there's nothing but steers and queers in Texas, and I don't belong here. So
Oh,
I,
my last note. Well, actually, I got like 4 pages of notes off those last 2 episodes last night. I was just like fucking jotting shit down left and right. Fuck migraines.
agreed.
When Scottie Pippen got a migraine and I could relate
You
so well
you
to him.
felt it. I know. So
I
did
felt it,
I.
dude. I was just at the doctor's office this past week and I got a script for migraine medicine. Migraines are so debilitating. Like all I could think about was how did Terrell Davis do it in the Super Bowl?
No
You know,
clue.
just get popped and hit, boom, boom. He could have had a
No
seizure
clue.
and died. And then playing basketball, I couldn't even dribble a basketball with my. He said he could not see. That means he was having an ocular migraine. Like when you have an ocular migraine, you literally cannot see. You can't focus. It's crazy. You throw up. It's wild. And he played the game with that shit. Well, actually, I ended up taking him out. But that spun it right there. They could have been in the championship that year. That was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Have you noticed your headaches getting worse recently?
Now why?
I don't know. I've been getting.
Knock on wood. I haven't had a migraine in a couple months, but I just got health insurance, so I went to the doctor, got looked at. They popped the hood open. And they're like, "All right, we'll give you this."
Nice.
Yeah.
You went to the gyno and everything?
All that stuff. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Soon you're going to need a colonoscopy, bro. You're getting old.
Well, isn't that included, or that was? No, that was a corona test.
Did you get the corona? No, the corona test is up your nose.
Then what the hell were they doing down there?
Searching. Maybe they were looking for your appendix.
Right. All right. Here we go. Jordan is better when he just wants to win. Got that written down. Got that circled. Like when you put a fire underneath Jordan and his only goal is to win, he is fucking. You can't stop him. He's phenomenal. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got. But I love the series. It's a great series. We're in this society now in which we binge watch everything. And when we get slow rolled shit, we get fed little niblets. We're like, I need more.
It gives you something to look forward to.
It does. No, I mean, I was telling this to somebody the other day, like, this Netflix society that we live in just adds to, like, us not having an attention span because we'll absorb a whole season worth of shit, a whole season worth of emotions of laughing, crying, feeling mad, feeling sad, you know what I'm saying? And we'll pack that into like a 6-hour span in which normal people back in the day in like the 80s and 90s had a whole year to live out all those emotions. When we're just bottling that shit up, packing it in nice and tight, and here you go, 6 hours, here's your little roller coaster, and then you're like, oh, what else is next? What else is next? That's why we as a society have no attention span at all. It's debilitating. That is the downfall of the modern world right now, is we can't focus on anything because we're always looking for the next. You know what I'm saying?
It's even worse now that everybody's home. They're all just watching.
Right.
At least you like shoot for that time at night. Now,
right.
I mean, I found myself doing that yesterday. I was on Netflix and I was like, this is absurd. Like I could sit here all day.
Yeah, and it's like everyone's downloading TikTok where you get little 5-second videos. And I will not download that app. I will not.
Don't do it. We are not advocates for it here on Sports Hub Radio.
No. I was thinking about doing it because Kanan has one for his sports shit, and he posts highlights, and he gets like 12,000 likes on a video. But I'm like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
You put it on your name, not mine, okay?
No.
I don't want the Chinese government in my phone.
Right. We'll have Maddie do it. We'll give her a nice little job.
She'll love it. What is she's going to post highlights from 7 years ago?
No, we'll be all right. We'll coach her up. But you got any last words on the Jordan doc?
I didn't see what they're going to go over next week. I think I was dozing out towards the end. So just looking forward to it. I mean, like I said, it gives us something to look forward to on Sundays. I think I'm going to rewatch episode 4, to be honest with you, because like I said, I fell asleep during a lot of it.
I rewatched 1 and 2. I watched both episodes twice.
See, I was so into 1 and 2. I could sit here and still go verbatim on 1 and 2, but last night I was
look at all these notes I took off of last night.
I know that. What's the whole thing with Ron Harper? Ron Harper or the Cleveland game with the shot? What went on with that?
What do you mean?
Like, what did somebody say about Craig Elo or something?
I'm not sure if I follow.
Yeah, maybe, like I said, in and out. For all I know, I was just streaming. Going off the Jordan doc, next week is going to be with Kobe.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So next week, so we'll see some interaction there.
Now that you mentioned Kobe, the more I watch this Jordan doc, the more I see Kobe and Jordan. Just the work ethic, the pissed offness, just the way he carries himself, the way he cares about the game, always working. I see Jordan and Kobe like more now than ever. What do you think? You're gonna disagree?
They're very similar. Okay. But again, I don't consider either of them to be the best of all time.
Word.
So, and it's better to compare them to and leave LeBron out of it, and compare LeBron more so to like Magic, because LeBron's more of the point forward played. I mean, statistically, LeBron put up better numbers than Kobe and Jordan ever did. But the killer mentality, definitely Kobe and Jordan, top of the game, of all time. That's where it was. You are 100% right. That was Kobe's idol, was MJ,
Right.
And
He mirrored his game.
Why
Why would you not mirror your game after the greatest of all time? Everyone's he's not original. He stole his moves and this and that. Yeah, why wouldn't you?
He perfected them to some extent.
He already did it. Why wouldn't you just try to do it again? And he did do it again. He won 5 championships.
If it works, why not? But
right.
So that is next week. So I'm going to see that. I've heard that they are now beginning to cut the doc for Kobe. So now there's going to be a Kobe docuseries as well, because they were following him around his last season. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Oh my God, they need to get that shit out. Also, by the way, good plug for another doc, the Patroons doc.
Oh, really?
I got to get you to see that shit. Well, here it is. My buddy actually made it. Brendan Casey He works for Upside Collective or owns Upside Collective. Made that doc, came out like a year and a half ago. It was just like a 30 for 30, but it was like a local 30 for 30. It was awesome. And they interviewed Phil for it. They interviewed George Karl. They interviewed all the big time players. And he has
Mario Moon.
They didn't interview Jamario Moon. No, they didn't release the doc because he's trying to sell it to Netflix. And I think he's in a disagreement over some ESPN footage that he got from somewhere else that ESPN claims they own the footage, and they're trying to get like $20 grand out of him. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I might have to re-edit the doc and take their footage out and shit like that.
What did he call it?
He called it the minor league Mecca.
Cool.
It was badass, dude.
Super cool.
I actually have access to it. I have the Vimeo code.
I was gonna say, where can people see it if somebody wanted to watch it?
People cannot see it. It's not out. It's not available. But since I work for the team, I have access to it. And once I know what they're doing with it, I'll let everybody know, because it is it's a 2-hour doc and it's well worth the watch. Also, speaking of docs, did you watch my New York Giants training camp doc?
From years ago?
From 2 years ago, I made it.
I think I remember watching that.
But I just released it like this past week.
Oh, then maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I remember seeing.
I put it on sport. It was about the training camp at the University of Albany. I was a doc studies minor.
Yeah. A doc studies minor? That's a real thing?
Yeah, I was a journalism major and a doc studies minor. This shit is all right up my alley. I like get off watching all this stuff.
Talk dirty. I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a doc series minor.
Doc studies.
Doc studies.
You can major in documentary studies, or you can minor in it. I minored in it.
That's why you like all those things.
Duh.